Ever wondered how a marvel of modern engineering could crumble into a disaster within hours? Welcome to the tale of Tacoma Narrows Bridge. This story takes us back to the 1940s, to the city of Tacoma, Washington, where a grand spectacle of human ingenuity was taking shape. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, destined to be the third longest suspension bridge in the world, was constructed. A marvel of modern engineering, it represented a significant leap in the evolution of bridge design, promising to connect communities and fuel progress. However, as we will see, this symbol of advancement was not without flaws. The bridge, while a testament to human achievement, was also a stark reminder of the potential consequences of overconfidence in our technological prowess. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, affectionately known as Galloping Gertie, poised to become a symbol of progress. But as we'll see, even symbols of progress can falter. So, what made this engineering marvel earn the nickname Galloping Gertie, you ask? Well, the answer lies in its unique design and the unusual movements it displayed right from the start. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, or as we now know it, Galloping Gertie, was a product of cutting-edge design and engineering prowess of the 40s. The brainchild of the renowned engineer, Leon Moisseiff, this was to be the third longest suspension bridge in the world. Moisseiff's design was groundbreaking, using a novel, flexible design that was meant to withstand high winds. But there was an unintended consequence. The bridge's slender, lightweight deck made it particularly susceptible to wind-induced vibrations. It was a phenomenon that was not well understood at the time. The very design that was intended to keep the bridge safe was, ironically, the very thing that led to its downfall. Now let's talk about the birth of Galloping Gertie. Soon after the bridge's opening in July of 1940, it started to display some unusual behavior. When hit by strong winds, the bridge deck began to move vertically in a rhythmic pattern. It wasn't just a slight sway, it was more of a gallop or a bounce, hence the nickname Galloping Gertie. This galloping was not just a harmless quirk, it was an ominous sign of what was to come. The bridge was moving in ways that bridges just aren't supposed to move. Yet, despite the strange oscillations, the bridge was still open to traffic. People drove across it, some even thrilled at the ride, likening it to a roller coaster. But engineers started to grow concerned. They knew that the bridge's unusual movements could be a sign of structural problems. Still, even they couldn't have predicted the scale of the disaster that was looming on the horizon. Despite the strange oscillations, no one could have predicted the catastrophe that was about to unfold. But as we will see in the next chapter, the Galloping of Gertie was a harbinger of one of the most dramatic events in engineering history. Imagine a brisk November morning, the year 1940. The wind picks up, and the dance of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge begins. As dawn broke on the 7th of November, the people of Tacoma woke to an unusual sight. Familiar with the bridge's unusual sway, the residents watched in growing concern as the oscillations of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge intensified. The wind, known to the locals for its biting chill and relentless gusts, was stronger than usual. It whipped through the Narrows with a force that was impossible to ignore. The bridge, fondly known as Galloping Gertie for its rhythmic movements, seemed to be performing a dance of its own, swaying and twisting in the wind. But on this day, the dance was different. The oscillations were more pronounced, the movements more dramatic. The wind's speed, reaching 40 miles per hour, was causing the bridge to vibrate vertically in an alarming manner. As the morning progressed, Galloping Gertie continued her dance, the oscillations growing more and more violent with each passing hour. The residents watched, their initial amusement turning into a sense of foreboding. This was not the usual sway they had grown used to. This was something different, something alarming. By midday, the bridge was undulating wildly, twisting and turning in the relentless gusts. The graceful dance had turned into a frenzied jig. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, once a marvel of modern engineering, was now a puppet in the hands of the wind, its strings pulled by the force of nature. The residents could only watch in helpless horror as the bridge oscillated violently, the structure straining under the relentless assault of the wind. The spectacle continued for hours, the bridge dancing to the tune of the wind, each movement more alarming than the last. The bridge, once a symbol of progress, was now a spectacle of disaster. As the day drew to a close, the residents of Tacoma braced themselves for what was to come, their hearts heavy with a foreboding sense of impending doom. As the wind continued to howl, the once mighty Tacoma Narrows Bridge succumbed to its dance. The dance was a deadly one. The bridge, once a marvel of engineering, was now a puppet in the hands of the tempest. It twisted and writhed under the relentless gusts, its concrete limbs bending and buckling in ways no structure of its kind should. The wind did not just whistle through the cables, it roared, a beast unleashed on the unsuspecting victim. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, fondly known as Galloping Gertie, was not galloping anymore. It was thrashing, convulsing in a desperate bid to stay upright. But the wind was too strong, and the bridge too unstable. The resonance frequency had been met, and the destructive oscillations were in full swing. The bridge began to ripple, its center rising and falling in waves that grew taller with each passing second. The cables snapped like twigs, their sharp twangs lost in the booming gale. The towers swayed, creaking under the immense pressure. And then, with a final, shuddering gasp, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge gave way. It collapsed, plummeting into the icy waters below with a thunderous crash that echoed across the bay. The collapse was catastrophic, but miraculously, there were no human casualties. The only life lost that day was that of a dog, tragically trapped in a car left on the bridge. Despite the valiant rescue attempts, the frightened creature could not be saved. It was a sad, poignant reminder of the power of nature and the vulnerabilities of human creations. Galloping Gertie had taken 4 months to build, cost more than $6 million, and was the third longest suspension bridge in the world. Yet it took only the wind, gusting at 42 miles per hour, to bring it down. In less than an hour, Galloping Gertie was no more. So, what can we learn from the dramatic collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge? The aftermath of the unfortunate event was a turning point in the world of engineering. The collapse served as a wake-up call, highlighting the need for a more comprehensive approach to bridge design. It underscored the importance of considering all factors, including those once deemed insignificant, such as aerodynamics. This incident led to a paradigm shift in engineering practices. The failure of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge was a lesson in humility for engineers worldwide, showing that even the most sophisticated designs can falter if all variables aren't accounted for. It sparked a new era of caution and precision in engineering, with a renewed focus on safety and durability. As a result, modern bridges are designed to withstand not just the weight they carry, but also the forces of wind, temperature changes, and other natural phenomena. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapse serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the importance of meticulous engineering. As we look around today, the legacy of Galloping Gertie lives on in our modern marvels of engineering. The lessons learned from the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapse have shaped the way we design and build structures today. Bridges, skyscrapers, and even spacecraft are now designed with a more holistic approach, taking into account all possible factors that could impact their stability and integrity. Thanks to the unfortunate collapse of Galloping Gertie, engineers around the world are now more cautious and meticulous in their designs. The collapse was not in vain, as it led to safer, more reliable structures that stand tall and strong today. This is the true legacy of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, a testament to the progress we've made in the field of engineering. But before we wrap up this fascinating journey into the past, let's take a moment to remember that the world of engineering is constantly evolving. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and more to understand. Every failure is a stepping stone to success, every misstep a lesson learned. So let's continue to question, to learn, and to innovate. After all, that's what engineering is all about. And there you have it, the intriguing tale of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge and its enduring impact on the world of engineering. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the fascinating world of engineering, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay curious, stay informed. Bye!